Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Screens, and today's video is going to be about the best badges in NBA 2K22 current gen and next gen. Now, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of new badges have been added to the game, and some of them are good, some of them are kind of ass. But don't worry, you won't have to worry about a thing because I'm going to be telling you guys what are the best badges in the game. Now, before I talk about any of this, guys, I need you guys to first of all like the video, sub all those post notifications if you guys haven't already, and also drop a comment down below talking to me about the video. Let me know if you guys agree with anything, disagree with anything. Let me know down in the comment section below your guys' thoughts and opinions. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video, y'all. So obviously, I'm going to break this video up into 4 different categories based off of every single tier of the badge category. So we have the finishing badges, the shooting badges, playmaking badges, and defensive badges. Now, I'm going to try to be as non-biased as I can because obviously I play shooting center. The badges that I would personally use are probably not the same as a guards, for example. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about overall the best shooting badges for every single build. Now, here we go. So the first badge that I want to talk about here is blinders. Now, if this is a kind of like a relatively new badge, this one was only added in the NBA 2K21 Next Gen, and if you didn't play Next Gen at all, or you didn't play it a lot, you probably don't know too much about this badge. So I'm going to explain it. Basically, this badge decreases the contest from defenders that are on your side. So obviously, if the defender is in front of you, this badge does not kick in, or does not kick in. But if there is a defender on your left or right side, you basically will ignore the player and you're not going to get a contest. It'll be like a wide open shot. Even if they're on top of you, if they're on your left or right, it will not be a contest. This is a great overall badge to have, especially for my point guards out there, because you guys have to get like the littlest of space to get a shot off. So this is a must-have badge in my opinion for guards. For centers, even I am going to have this badge on whenever I max out my player. I don't have it on now because I feel like there's more like other important badges that I have on, obviously. But when I like max out my player, when I get to all my 19 shooting badges, you guys will see me with this badge on. Now, like I said, guards 100% must have. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Chef. So basically, if you guys didn't know, 2K took the badge range extender, which was basically limitless range, and they broke it off into 2 badges. They broke it off into Chef and limitless spot up. So the limitless spot up badge here boosts the range that one can effectively shoot standing 3 points. So this is like if you were to catch and shoot from a deep distance, this badge would kick in. Now, if you were to do like a couple of dribble moves, maybe like a quick stop and then shoot like a deep 3, this badge is going to kick in. So I would, for the most part, say that both Chef and limitless spot up are really good badges. But I would probably only use one or the other. If you're a guard, I would probably use Chef. And if you're either a lockdown or a shooting center, I would use limitless spot up. I probably wouldn't use both unless you're like a pure sharp type of build where you just have shooting badges galore. But, I mean, knock yourself out. I haven't obviously experimented with all of the badges yet because I still only have 6 out of my 19. But right off the rip of the game first being out, I would probably only rock with one or the other. So the next badge that I'm going to talk about here is Green Machine. So the badge here, obviously you guys know this has been around for, I'd say like 3 years since 2K20. Everybody knows this badge. The more you green, the more likely you are to green, the more you shoot. So obviously if you guys are like a point guard and you guys are like shooting the ball a lot, maybe like a pure sharp or you're just a ball handler, I would definitely have this badge on because typically you're going to be shooting a lot of jump shots. You're going to be having high chances of greening these jump shots, and if you do, obviously having this badge on is just going to help you in the long run. For my spot ups, my shooting centers, this is still a great badge to have. I don't know if I would run it on Hall of Fame. I personally run it on silver just because I don't think that, for me, I don't need anything higher than silver, because if I go higher than that, it's honestly kind of a waste because I'm not shooting enough to utilize this badge to its full potential, which is why if you're a guard, I would probably max this out on Hall of Fame, and if you're a center or a lockdown, I would probably use it on like silver or something. Next badge is Hot Zone Hunter. Everybody knows this. Again, same thing as Green Machine, was introduced in 2K20. This badge is a must-have, Hall of Fame for every single build if you want to shoot the basketball. If you guys have your hotspots, this badge literally just jacks up your green window if you have it on Hall of Fame and you guys shoot it in a hotspot. Now, there's no other way to put it. There is no other build that if you want to shoot that you would not use this badge on the highest you can. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, one of the best shooting badges of all time, one of the best shooting badges in this game. Like I said, highly recommend Hall of Fame every single build. I already talked about Limitless Spot Up a lot, so I'm not going to like talk about it that much because I already talked about it with Chef. But like I said, just to sum it up, Limitless Spot Up, really effective with players that can that are going to catch and shoot. Not really anything else. I would like stray away from it if you're like a point guard, but yeah. And that's it for the shooting badges. So now I'm going to go to the defensive badges, and I'm going to show you guys what I would use there. All right, so here we are on the defensive badges screen. I'm going to do the exact same thing where I'm not going to just be more lopsided to the center position like I am. I'm going to just say overall defensive badges. And obviously, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop a comment. If you guys want to know what the best defensive badges are in the comment section for like a center, I'll let you guys know, but this is for every build, keep in mind. So the first badge that I want to talk about here is clamps. Now everybody needs to have clamps on, in my opinion. If you're a guard, if you're a lockdown and you don't have clamps, I don't know why you even made a lock. Centers, you can get away with it if you have extra badges, but overall this is one of these badges that a lot of players are going to use. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is like considered like an A tier, S tier defensive badge. Next is Interceptor. In my opinion, once people start getting their defensive badges and they start maxing out their builds and like having a Hall of Fame badges, this might be one of the most overpowered badges in the game, because the passing lanes in this game so far with just, I don't even think I have a max steal. I don't think I have a max steal at all. I think it's like a 50 something, but I have a max wingspan, I have a 50 steal, and I get passing lane steals out the ass in this game. So I can only imagine what my Maya player is going to be doing with a max steal, Hall of Fame interceptor, and I just think low-key he's going to grab every single passing lane. Now, obviously, there are some badges to combat that in the playmaking category, which I'm going to talk about later. But in my opinion, this is one of the better badges in the game when it comes to interceptor. So, yeah, I would recommend it for all builds. The next one that we have here is Pick Dodger. So a lot of people know what Pick Dodger is. It's literally just whenever there's a pick and roll situation, if you're a defender and you have to go through a screen, you're more likely to get through it faster. So this is mainly for my guards and my lockdowns. I wouldn't recommend using this badge for a center, but just because of how often this badge is used from centers, from lockdowns and guards, this is probably a must-have badge if you are one of those positions. Now, obviously, if you guys are playing threes and there's not, and the guard is on, or in the guarding like a lockdown in the corner, he probably doesn't need this badge on. But if you guys are playing twos, the guard will need this badge. If you're playing threes, the lock will need this badge. It's just one of these staple badges that if you want a guard ball, you need clamps and you need Pick Dodger. So that's just how it is. Great badge. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm going to do a quick little rundown of my defensive badges because, I mean, I didn't really get to cover them. Probably for a center, I would do Rebound Chaser, Rim Protector, Box, Brick Wall, Intimidator, bit of Menace, and Chase Down. And because, honestly, those are like the ones that you guys want to have. And they're all rebounding based / get your teammate open sort of thing, along with the ones that I already mentioned. So play around with it, play around with your badge setup, and see what kind of works for you. I'll give you guys an updated player build when I do hit 99 and when I do max out all my badges. Now we are on to the playmaking badge category here, and like I said when I was going over the defensive one, there are a couple badges here that kind of combat the overpoweredness of interceptor and passing lanes, and I'm going to get right into that as the very first badge, and that badge is Bullet Passer. So a lot of people don't know what Bullet Passer is because it's the exact same thing as Blinders. It's only on next gen, on 2K21, and they decided to bring it into 2K22 on both gens, current and next gen. So what this badge does is it speeds up the pass. It speeds up your pass. That's basically what it is. So the higher, obviously, tier that this badge is, the faster your pass is going to get. So obviously if you don't have it on and then you change to bronze, you're going to pass it a little bit faster. If you have it on bronze and you have it on silver, you're going to pass it a little bit faster, and so on and so forth until you max it out. In my opinion and in my experiences, this is a really, really underrated badge that could easily be considered overpowered in the current gen community, because honestly a lot of people that played current gen don't know what this badge does. With the passing lanes being as they are, I feel like Bullet Passer, once people start getting their playmaking badges, is going to be really, really good, because if it's as good as it was in 2K21 next gen, you're going to see every single player making builds specifically just to have this badge. I'm letting you know now. Now, on to the next one, we have Quick First Step. Again, this, in my opinion, is a must-have badge for every single build in the game. Along with Bullet Passer, I don't know if I said that, but I just wanted to make it clear that I think every build should have Bullet Passer and Quick First Step, because this does not just help with dribble moves. Now, obviously, if you're a point guard, it will make you faster, like coming out of an explosive speed boost. So that's obviously a great thing. But for centers and lockdowns, it just feels as if when you guys are getting that, it just does what it sounds like. Like you get a fast first step, and it makes it really, really hard for the defense to actually keep up, which is why, in my opinion, every single build should run this badge. Now, the last one for the playmaking badge tier is going to be Unpluckable. A lot of builds use this. So if you have, I'd say, that, but if you have, above 6 playmaking badges, because obviously you want Bullet Passer gold and then Quick First Step gold, and you have extra playmaking badges, this is the one that you guys are going to have. Obviously, if you guys are a guard and you need handles for days, use that. But I'm saying for every single build, if you have minimum 7 playmaking badges, you need to have Unpluckable on. That's just how it is. Unpluckable is very, very helpful. The difference between having Unpluckable on at all, having it on bronze, and not having it on at all is huge. And in my experiences, I've gotten plucked out the ass. It's getting really, really bad. And when you have this badge on, obviously, it's a lot less frustrating when it comes to playing the game. So now, we're going to end the video off on the finishing badges. Alright, so here we are, guys. Now, I kind of want to break this up into, this specific category into builds that can get contact dunks versus builds that, can't. Because in my opinion, a lot of these badges are good, but they're only going to be useful if there's going to be a lot of, contact at the rim, maybe, contact dunks, contested layups, stuff like that. But in my opinion, every single build needs to have Lob City Finisher. If you're a lock or if you're a center, you probably don't need this as a guard. But if you're a locker or you're a center, you definitely need this badge. Backdoor cuts as a lockdown, huge. Standing lobs or driving lobs on either a popper or an inside are also insanely easy ways to score the basketball. And lobs just in general are really hard to stop. A lot of centers or a lot of players, defenders, just can't intercept the pass of a lob. And obviously, you want to convert the lob once it's over the defender's head, which this badge is going to help you do. So, with that being said, like I said, lockdowns, spot any sort of spot up, build, shooter, inside, you want to have this badge on. Now, like I said before, when it comes to inside centers, I would say that you probably want to use Posterizer, Slithery, and Fearless. That's probably the trifecta of all things contact dunk related. If you want to go for contact dunks, go for Fearless Finisher and go for Posterizer and Slithery Finisher. Because without those, you're just not getting a contact dunk. And in my opinion, a lot of these other badges, even though they're new, Fast Twitch, Limitless Takeoff, Unstrippable, stuff like that, they're good badges, but they're just not, in my opinion, you don't need them, which is why I would say, for the most part, they're kind of left off my list here. And yeah, so that was basically all of the badges, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully you found this helpful. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a sub if you guys are new. Thank you guys so much for watching. Been your boy Screens, and I'm out. Peace.